What's up, boys? Taking a look at some more NBA player props today over on Prize Picks. We have a different type of video today. So first off here, this video applies to Prize Picks, but also other player prop websites out there and also sports books out there. So this video is for everyone. However, if you are not on Prize Picks, I recommend joining for a couple different reasons that you guys will see in today's video. But the link is down in my description below, or just download Prize Picks off the App Store and use my code DOMG. That'll get you a 100% deposit match if you guys want to go ahead and join. 100% deposit match up to $100 if you do use that code DOMG. So again, link is down in my description below. But today we'll be taking a look at my favorite player prop for every single NBA game today. And we have 6 NBA games, so there's going to be a bunch of different props I'm going to be talking about in today's video. I'm not telling you guys to play any of these. However, these are just props I'm kind of liking. Some of these are lean, some of these are like official plays for me that I really am loving and have already submitted entries with. So by the end of the video, let me know if you guys like this format where I give you guys like 6 different player props with things like leans and things like that, or if you just want to see my normal 2 official plays, my favorite plays for the day. So you leave a like on the video, subscribe to the channel, and have those post notifications turned on so you do not miss future videos from me. I plan on doing more of these types of videos in the future, so seriously, again, I do appreciate you guys. But let's go ahead and dive into this video. But one final thing, if you wanted to see everything that I'm playing tonight, every single one of my player props that I'm playing tonight, you can check out the Patreon. The link is down in my description below. 4-2 day yesterday would have been a lot better if players would have shot well and not 3 for 13. But it was 4-2 day yesterday. It was pretty good. It was profitable, so I'm kind of happy with how yesterday went. Just got to keep it going, though, and keep the profit going. So over 600 members now on the Patreon, which is seriously crazy. Link is down in my description below, and here's the full breakdown. If you are interested in seeing every single one of my plays, check out the Patreon. The link is down in the description below. There are 3 different tiers. There's NFL, NBA, and all sports. With access to the Patreon, you guys get every single play that I play, on top of these plays being ranked by confidence level and write-ups to go with every single prop that I post. Once again, the link is down in the description below, so check it out. So again, 4-2 day yesterday, 600 members. Seriously, do appreciate you guys. Let's dive in though and take a look at all 6 of these player props, because this is going to be a bit of a longer video for sure. So we'll see if you guys like this type of videos, or if you want me to switch over to the old one. Let me know. I need that feedback down in the comment section below. So first off here, we have the first game here. It's going to be OKC and Philly. So I will be giving you guys, by the way, my 2 favorites still. I'm going to be still giving you guys my 2 favorites and my 2 like official plays. But first off here, let's talk about the OKC and Philadelphia game. So the Thunder and the 76ers. So this game has a 9.5 point spread and a 233 over under. So it's a bit of a high over under, but the spread is minus 9.5 for Philly. So there is a little bit of blowout potential for sure for Philly to blow out the Thunder, or the other way around. We've seen it that way before. We're actually going to head over on Prize Picks to the NBA first half category. This is one of my favorite categories on Prize Picks. Not all of these player props, by the way, are going to be first half props, I promise you. So if you're on a sports book, you can see if maybe you like James Harden's like full game points or full game PRA or whatever you guys want. But this is over on Prize Picks. So again, link is down in my description below. I haven't seen really any other player prop websites have this. I haven't seen sports books have first half props or anything like that. But whenever to the PRA category, and I like James Harden as a lean over 18.5 first half PRA. So make sure you tail your own risk and look into these more on your own. But James Harden, he's been over this in 5 straight games. He's been over 18.5 first half PRA in 5 straight games, including last game against Detroit right there. However, he is facing OKC today. He has not faced OKC so far this season. However, he is a minus 110 to go over 37.5 full game. You can play the full game if you want, of course, but there is blowout potential in this game like I talked about. So let's take a look again here, though, at just his odds and everything like that. So like a minus 110, minus 115 to go over his 37.5 PRA. But I like him in the first half to go over his 18.5. I think it's sitting at a pretty solid number right here. If you take a look at like his game log and all that, you can see what he's been doing recently. He's been over this in 8 of his last 10 games and 65% this season. I believe he's been over in 65% of games, 8 of his last 10, and actually over in 78% of games with 1 day of rest. 78% hit rate when he has 1 day of rest. So that's what he's got today. He's also facing OKC, who hopefully should not be a super tough matchup. They actually are pretty good on paper, though, I do believe. OKC is allowing 23.7 points per game to the point guard right there. Let's take a look at the last 7 games, though, and see where OKC is at. And I believe they are actually pretty tough, man, allowing 21.66. However, we are looking at PRA right here, so we can also talk about like the rebounds and the assists and things like that. But we'll just go over like fantasy points and kind of give us like a rough estimate, I guess. Fantasy points is definitely not the same as PRA, but you can just kind of see where they're ranking, kind of right in the middle of the pack when it comes to the point guard. And in the last 7 games, we can take a look at where OKC is at. And OKC is still kind of on the tougher side, so they're not going to be the easiest matchup. They're not really allowing any points like I talked about before, but I think James Harden is obviously not a normal point guard. He's not like your normal I don't even know. He's just not like the typical point guard you see on other NBA teams, of course. He's not like, I don't know, Marcus Smart or like, you know what I mean. But that's my first player prop right there. That's going to be James Harden over his 18.5 first half PRA. Let's dive in though and take a look at my second play here, which is, I'm not going to dive into really at all because this video is going to be like my favorite from every single NBA game. However, I really hate this Boston game. The Boston and the Brooklyn Nets game, if I had to choose one, I like Kyrie Irving's PRA. I think Kyrie Irving's PRA is in a decent spot right here. However, I'm not playing this because I don't like the matchup against Marcus Smart. So I do like Kyrie Irving's PRA because obviously there's going to be no Kevin Durant in this game. However, I'm scared of Marcus Smart. I really am scared of Marcus Smart going against Kyrie Irving in this one. He did have 31 against Boston already this season with KD. However, Marcus Smart was not playing in that game. So I think Marcus Smart, there's potential that Marcus Smart had like kind of not locks Kyrie down. I don't think Kyrie Irving's going to lock down, but I do think there's a shot that he holds him under his PRA right there. So not an official play, not even really a lean for me right there. But if I had to choose one for that game, I like Kyrie Irving's PRA. I don't want to dive in too much into that one. But next up here, this is going to be one of my favorites of the day. It's like my official play, my favorite, one of my favorites right here. It's going to be in this Milwaukee and Miami Heat game. There's no Giannis in this game. There is no Joe Ingles in this game. There's no Middleton. There's no Ibaka in this game. Milwaukee's missing a lot of guys in this game. And I like for the Miami Heat, Bam Adebayo here, because now this kind of opened up a little bit. Without Giannis in this game here, he's facing Bobby Portis and Brook Lopez, who are not slouchy defenders. They're pretty good defenders, but I think Bam should be able to get his first half points done. So let's take a look at his NBA first half points right here. So I promise everything in this video is going to be first half points or anything like that. There will be full game stuff, like most of the stuff for you sportsbooks guys out there, but I like Bam Adebayo over 10.5 first half points for a couple of different reasons. So I'm sorry, I like his first half PRA. I don't know why I'm in the points category. I like his first half PRA over 16.5. So his PRA at 16.5, where did this go? There it is. So he's actually at 34.5. So if you can find him at 33.5 full game, I do like the spot from at 33.5 full game PRA. But I do like the first half PRA obviously a little bit better at 16.5. I think it's got a pretty good spot. He's actually moved up to 35.5. So he's not even at 33.5 on the sportsbooks anymore. He's actually minus 115 to go over 34.5. I believe he's still at full game 33.5 on prizepicks. So if you're on like another prize pick type like site when it comes to like these player props, maybe Bam is still on there at 33.5 PRA, but I like his over 16.5 first half PRA over on prizepicks. And there's a couple different reasons for this. Let's dive in and take a look. So he's at minus 115 to go over like 34.5 like I just showed you right there. And this game, though, is a 6.5 point spread. I believe it is 6.5. I don't know why it still says a 4 point spread. I believe it's 6.5 favored in Miami. And over-under is 217. He will be at home going against Milwaukee. He does actually see a little bit of regression when it comes to him playing at home this season. When it comes to his first half PRA, I will say that he's actually a little bit better on the road, I believe. But he's still been over this in 54% of games this season. 54% of games, I believe, he has been over his first half PRA. You can just see how many times he's really been over in his last couple games. He had 14 right there against Brooklyn, where he did go under. Otherwise, he's been over against like the Lakers, the Clippers, the Utah. He's been over against the Lakers again. He's been over in those pretty good matchups. This matchup won't be anything too crazy, of course, with no Giannis, but he has been over this in 7 of his last 10 games. And Miami's really, really banged up. They're missing a lot of guys in this game. They're missing Yurtseven. They're missing Robinson and Martin, Lowry, Hero. Obviously, Dedmon, Hero, and Lowry are the big ones that are going to be out in this one. He should have the ball in his hands a little bit more, of course, without their starting point guard and their starting shooting guard. So they have instead Gabe Vincent and Max Struss in this game right here. And he did not play last game where he did have guys like Vincent and Struss starting. So we're not really able to go off of that right there, but he did go under last time he faced the Nets, but he's facing Milwaukee today without Giannis. I think he has a good chance without Giannis guarding the rack right there. He's moved up from 33.5 PRA to 34.5, yet he's still stuck at 16.5 first half PRA right here. So I like the spot right there for him against the Milwaukee Bucks. That's gonna be one of my my official plays, one of my favorites, of course. The second one is still coming. It's actually gonna be the last one, but again, we're gonna go over to the NBA first half category. I promise the last one is actually gonna be a full game prop. I promise you. But let's go ahead and dive into this a little bit more. If you're on PrizePicks, you probably like all these first half props, but if you're on a sportsbook, probably not as much. But anyways, Pascal Siakam here at 12.5 first half points. I like the spot for him in the Raptors game here. So Charlotte and Toronto. I like him at home here against the Charlotte Hornets. It is a 7.5 point spread with a 231.5 over under in this game. So 12.5 points right here. He just faced Charlotte last game. He just faced Charlotte and he actually had 18 points against them. Just need 13 this time around. He can have 5 less. Just need 13 this time from Pascal Siakam. Siakam is kind of a seller. I'm not going to lie. So he's kind of sold quite a few times in the past, but he's at minus 135 to go over 25.5 full game points. We can see where he's at on all the different books. I believe that was on DK where he was a -135. And yeah, he is -135 to go over 25.5. Otherwise, he kind of moved up to like 26.5 and 25.5. But yeah, he's at like 26.5. He's stuck at 12.5 first half points. So I like the spot right here. A little bit of a discrepancy right there. But he has hit this in 61% of games. 61% of games he has been over his proper here. So 61% so far this season. 6 of his last 10 games he's been over this. 6 out of his last 10. And he, like I said, he had 18 last game. He only played 16 minutes. Usually he's playing around 17, 18. And he had 18 minutes in this game. So, or I'm sorry, 18 points in this game. But yeah, 7 for 10. He shot as well. 70%. He shot pretty well. He could have shot even worse than that. He could have shot 5 for 10. He probably still would have been over this. It depends on if one of those are threes. But still, Siakam, he had a pretty good game last time against Charlotte. And I think he can do that same thing just this time around. So Pascal Siakam, I like his first half points right here against the Charlotte Hornets. That's pretty much the breakdown for that right there. We'll take a look at the matchup though. So the center going against the Charlotte Hornets. Obviously, Charlotte is not too great against the center so far this season, allowing the third most points to the center. Points per game and just so far this season. And if you take a look at the last 7 games right there though, they have been a little bit better, allowing 22.84 points per game in the last 7 games right there to the center. So they have been a little bit better in the last 7 games right there. But moving on, let's take a look at our 5th game. So we have only 2 more games to go right here. So now hopping into the 10 p.m. games here. So I'm going to go with the Los Angeles Lakers. I'm not going with LeBron. I did like LeBron before he got bumped. I still kind of do like his points. If you take a look at his points at 32.5, I still like the spot for him right there, but I was able to get him over on the Patreon at 31.5 right there. So still solid right there, I think, for LeBron. But I'm actually going to go back to the NBA first half. Don't hurt me, Sportsbook guys. I promise the next one is going to be a full game prop. But 8.5 points right here for Thomas Bryant in the first half. I like the spot for him here. He's been over this in 4 out of his last 5, with the one miss being in a tough matchup against Miami and on the hook. He's facing Dallas today, who's been pretty good at really just this season against the center, but in the last 7 games, they've been allowing a lot of points to the center. Let me show that off a little bit. This game is a 2.5 point spread with a 235.5 over-under. So it's a huge over-under right here. It is a pretty low spread of only 2.5. I think that Thomas Bryant can get this one done. So, like I said, though, this matchup is going to be really, really tough for him, allowing because Dallas is allowing the 3rd least amount of points per game to the center. But if you take a look at the last 7 games, Dallas has had a complete turnaround. They're actually allowing the 5th most points per game to the center as of the last 7 games right here. They're allowing the 5th most, so 24.88 points per game to the center as of the last 7 games. So I like the spot for Thomas Bryant against the Dallas Mavericks right here. But taking more of a look into this one, if you take a look at how he's really been with the minutes, actually in games where Thomas Bryant right here has had 14 plus minutes, he's been over in 7 of his last 10. So 7 out of 10 games this season, he has been over with 14 plus minutes, because there's games where he's only getting like 7 minutes, of course. That was with like Anthony Davis and those type of guys. But otherwise, he did face Dallas earlier this season and had 11 minutes. He just really didn't have the shot attempts in this one. He lost 3 minutes really in this one because he had those 3 fouls right there. Hopefully he does not get into foul trouble this time around. He really isn't that big of a guy that gets in a lot of foul trouble. He's probably had 3 games in those last like 15 where he's been in foul trouble. So hopefully that does not happen this time around against Dallas, but I still think Thomas Bryant can get this one done. Again, he's been over this in 4 of his last 5 right there. 5 of his last 6, I believe. So I do think he can get this one done here against Dallas. They've been allowing a lot of points, like I said, in the last 7 games right there. But let's dive into one of my favorites, along with, like I said earlier, my 2 favorites are Bam Adebayo, and this is going to be my 2nd favorite. So points plus assists here. We're going to scroll a little bit down right here to the Cleveland game, the last game today that I want to talk about. I like Darius Garland over 26.5 points plus assists. 26.5 is a -125. So sportsbook guys, you guys may like this one, you may not, but this is going to be my sportsbook play kind of. But it's also the one I'm looking on prizepicks, of course, as well. So let's take a look at this game right here, though. So where is he at? Darius Garland here over 26.5. So Darius Garland here, 26.5. He's already moved up to 27.5. He's moved up to 27.5 on some sites, -115, -118 on FanDuel, by the way. But otherwise, he's at -125. You can get him on DK or -120 on MGM. So if you're on MGM, you can get him at -120 to go over 26.5 right here. So Darius Garland, though, I think is still at a pretty solid spot on prize because there's a shot he gets bumped up to 27.5. But it's a -3 point spread right there. So there really should not be a blowout in this one. Over-under is 220.5 right there. And I like this Darius Garland play for a couple of different reasons here. Let me dive in and explain why. So Darius Garland here, again, like I said, -125. He's been over this in 61% of games this season. But he moves from a 61% hit rate to a 71% hit rate. So a 10% increase when Cleveland actually wins. I'd be surprised if Portland was able to beat the Cleveland Cavaliers in this game. However, Cleveland has they've still been pretty good this season. I'd still be surprised if Cleveland lost in this one, even with them being on the road. Again, he moves from 61% to 71% when he does win, when Cleveland does win. So take a look at what he's really done the last couple games, though. He's been over this in 6 of his last 10. 6 of his last 10 games he's been over, but he's had 25 plus in all of those 10 games. So he's come really, really close in those games where he has actually gone under his points plus assists. He's had 25 plus in all of those 10. He also, by the way, has already faced Portland this season. If we go ahead and type in versus, we'll type this in here, versus Trail Blazers, you can see what he's had for his points plus assists. So he just had 36. He just had 36 against them this season. 36 minutes, 36 points plus assists. So I like the spot a lot here. Even shooting 47%, which is still solid. That's pretty solid shooting right there, 47%. I think you get this one done, man. Darius Garland, he had 36 last time. Just need 27 this time around. Over, like I said, 6 of his last 10. And he's been over this in 71% of games where Cleveland does win. I would be pretty sad if Cleveland ended up losing this one, but I'd be more sad if Darius Garland went under his points plus assists. But thank you guys for watching. I seriously do appreciate you guys. Let me know if you like this format a little bit better. It's definitely going to be a longer type of video, of course, but hopefully you guys did enjoy this video. Otherwise, I'll go right back to my normal just 2 plays a day and things like that. But my 2 main plays, of course, are going to be Bam Adebayo over 16.5 first half PRA and Darius Garland over 26.5 points plus assists. Those are my 2 favorites of those. The other 4 are kind of like leans and things like that. Kyrie Irving is a little bit less than that of his 39.5 PRA. But just to kind of recap all the plays, James Harden over 18.5 first half PRA. Kyrie Irving over 39.5 PRA. Bam Adebayo over 16.5 first half PRA. Pascal Siakam over 12.5 first half points. And Thomas Bryant over 8.5 first half points, along with Darius Garland over 26.5 points plus assists. So again, hopefully you guys enjoyed today's video. All the links are down in my description below. The PrizePicks link is down in my description below. The Patreon link is down in my description below. So if you guys are interested in either of those, the links are down in my description. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one. Make sure you subscribe so you do not miss future videos. Best of luck to everybody. Take your own risk.